Video games have a love-hate relationship with the water, and most of us have memories of aquatic levels that have scarred us for life. But this week, we're going to focus on some of the life that comes from beneath the waves. I'm Josh the Top Hat Gamer, and these are my top 10 aquatic creatures in gaming. Number 10. Inklings, Splatoon. When an unknown catastrophe wipes out all human life, squids and other marine life evolve to become the dominant species on the planet. Inklings are an example of one such dominant species. These part kid, part squid warriors fight against the nefarious Octarians under the leadership of the legendary Captain Cuttlefish, and use various paint-based tools and weapons in this effort. In addition to being skilled warriors, they can also transform into blooper-esque squids to traverse the painted battlefield with ridiculous speed, making them a constant threat to anyone and everyone who opposes them. Number 9. Bentley Sly Cooper series. Every gang has various jobs to fill, whether it's the leader, the wheels, or in Bentley's case, the brains. Bentley has been the master planner, hacker, and inventor of the Cooper gang for as long as there's been a Cooper gang to speak of, and that's more than you could say for most turtles. Even after an adventure goes horribly wrong, costing him the use of his legs, Bentley manages to craft himself a highly modifiable wheelchair, making him even more mobile and powerful than he had ever been before. It just goes to show that Bentley has plenty of heart and willpower to go along with that brilliant turtle brain of his. Number 8. Rash Battletoads series. While they were originally humans, the Battletoads would eventually become permanently transformed into their humanoid amphibian forms, and that's fine, because let's face it, they're far cooler as shape-shifting, super strong toadmen. Rash in particular has made his mark in recent years as a guest character in the brutal combat of Killer Instinct, utilizing his transforming limbs, elastic tongue, and a classic speeder bike to take down his enemies. On top of his sheer might, Rash has attitude to spare. Just check out his sweet shades. Number 7. Echo the Dolphin. Echo the Dolphin series. So Echo is a dolphin, and that's sort of it. I mean, sure, he swims super fast and can jump really high out of the water, but so can most dolphins. I guess what sets him apart from the rest of his less radical species is the fact that Echo managed to dodge the ocean-emptying vortex that stole his family and friends away from him. And also he went back in time. Yeah, that's something that happened. With that weirdness aside, Echo is still the first aquatic life I thought of when I started making this list, so that's gotta count for something. Number 6. Snacker the Shark, Banjo-Kazooie. Some denizens of the deep don't get a whole lot of screen time. Some aren't bosses or main characters. Some, like Snacker the Shark, are simply pants-wettingly terrifying, giving Banjo-Kazooie fans a reason to fear the water for years to come. Just listening to his theme will get you in a nervous sweat, and you'll think twice about braving the sparkling seas of Treasure Trove Cove. Snacker may not be the first to fill the role that he does, but he's certainly one of the most memorable. Number 5. Del Lago, Resident Evil 4. Del Lago, meaning of the lake in Spanish, is a massive plugger-infected amphibian found near the Spanish village where Resident Evil 4 begins. It's basically a supergiant salamander, I guess, but more terrifying than that sounds, I assure you. Fighting submerged horrors isn't anything new in video games, but few games put you in a crappy little dinghy that feels like it could sink at any given moment. I guess it just proves that Leon is a super badass by harpooning the crap out of Del Lago and managing to sink the beast to the bottom of the lake. Just don't shoot the fish from the shore. Trust me. Number 4. Ranbirs Beautiful Joe. Beautiful Joe is a super weird game, there's no denying that. The titular hero faces off against a number of freakish villains, not the least of which is the aquatic terror found 2 million leagues under the sea, known as Grand Bruce. Working as Chief of Staff of Jeddo Central Intelligence, Bruce is ironically pretty dumb. But don't let his lack of brains fool you. He's just as dangerous as his cinematic namesake and twice as terrifying, if only due to his physical form, which just upsets me on so many levels. Look at those legs, and the weird propeller tail, and that horrendous mouth, Jesus. Number 3. Hydrous, Shadow of the Colossus. Of the two colossi who are fought in bodies of water, Hydrous is most definitely the standout. This massive serpentine beast requires you to grab it and hang on for dear life as it twists and dives beneath the surface in an effort to throw you from its back. Hydrous even has electricity-producing spikes that can cause severe damage if they manage to shock you. The mere thought of being alone in the deep waters with the massive creature swirling somewhere in the darkness below you is terribly unsettling, and makes me want to stay away from the water forever. Number 2. King K. Rool, Donkey Kong series. Though the Donkey Kong Country series has made a return in recent years, the iconic villain of the original games is yet to show his face, much like his Kremling brethren. Still, there's only one real threat to DK Country, and that is King K. Rool. Or is that Captain K. Rool? Or even Baron K. Roolenstein? Whatever he chooses to call himself, K. Rool's impressive ability to adapt, coupled with his never-ending hatred of the Kongs, means he's practically impossible to replace as the big bad of the series. Also, he has a sweet ship, putting him literally above most other aquatic life. Number 1. Octodad, Octodad series. This perfectly normal human father makes his way onto the list because of the shocking secret that he hides. No one would have ever suspected that this incredibly average suburban businessman could actually be an octopus in disguise, and yet here we are. Octopi are well known for their camouflage abilities, but Octodad takes it to a whole new level, and has been leading a family life with his loving wife and children for many years now. Octodad's astounding ability to blend in, despite having the physical stability of a wet noodle, is truly impressive, even if a psychotic sushi chef or two might sense something fishy going on. So there you have it, my top 10 aquatic creatures in gaming. Obviously, these are just my picks, and there are plenty of aquatic creatures that I haven't mentioned. Let me know what you would have included in the comments below, and game on!